The rights of residential landlords in New York are controlled by statute. They are controlled by the Rent Stabilization Code. They are controlled by the rent and eviction regulations, the rent control law, the multiple dwelling law. And what we do is we advise the landlords how to comply with the statute, what their rights are, what their remedies are under the statute. Over the last several years, the rights of residential tenants under the laws of rent stabilization and the rent control laws have been sharply reduced, thereby putting the landlord in a much stronger position to evict a tenant. The stakes for residential landlords are very high because they're obligated to pay their mortgage every month, and they rely upon the rents received from their tenants. Just one tenant can terribly affect a small landlord in the operation of its building, whether it is non-payment of rent affecting a landlord's ability to meet its mortgage obligations, or a tenant who is illegally subletting an apartment. What we do is we are able to represent a client and solve the problem with that tenant very quickly, very efficiently, and in a very cost-effective way. We represent a number of small, medium, and large landlords throughout New York City, as well as management companies throughout the city. And what we do for them is drafting of leases, lease negotiation, actions in court to compel a tenant to comply with its obligations under the lease, eviction proceedings, defensive actions. We defend landlords and management companies by actions brought by the Environmental Control Board, by the New York City Fire Department for violations, by the Department of Housing Preservation and Development of the City of New York for housing violations.